What if I told you that one of the biggest breakthroughs in personality animation came from the Three Little Pigs?
Who's afraid of the big bad wolf?
A cheerful, silly symphony that became a smash hit, while also sparking accusations of anti-Semitism.
Now I got you!
Let's dive in. Hi, I'm Dennis, and this is West of Neverland. I've always loved classic Disney animation, and I'm thrilled to share these great moments with you. If this seems like the place for you, please subscribe so you don't miss out on the magic. Today, we're diving into The Three Little Pigs, a groundbreaking silly symphony that not only advanced the art of animation, but it also gave us an unexpected hit song, a wave of sequels, and one surprising controversy. Let's take a closer look. The tale of the Three Little Pigs is an old one, told in countless variations over the centuries. The version that likely influenced the Disney team came from Andrew Lang's Green Fairy book, published in 1892, which was notable for giving the pigs names and distinct personalities. That small shift, adding character to the characters, would become the foundation for Disney's approach. In 1932, when Walt set his sights on the story, he saw potential right away. These little pig characters look as if they would work up very cute. We should be able to develop quite a bit of personality in them. Walt took a personal interest in shaping the short, especially its gags and pacing. He believed this cartoon could be more than just another fairy tale. It was a chance to show how personality could drive the entire story. The short also marked a major leap in production technique. It was the first cartoon to be fully storyboarded, beat for beat, a method credited to storyman Webb Smith. Before this, animators worked with loose comic strip style story sketches. But for the Three Little Pigs, Smith pioneered a system where single panel drawings were pinned to the bulletin board, allowing the team to map out the entire story visually. It meant every gag, camera angle, and bit of dialogue could be refined before a single frame was animated. Another innovation came from how Walt assigned animators, not just by availability, but by personality. Fred Moore, then a young but rising talent, brought the pigs to life with charm and individuality. Dick Lundy handled the dancing pigs, while Norm Ferguson, who would soon animate Pluto's iconic flypaper scene the following year in Playful Pluto, tackled the Big Bad Wolf.
Open the door and let me in!
Art Babbitt animated the scenes where the wolf catches the pigs by their tails, descends into the cauldron, and scurries off after being burned. And Jack King animated the practical pig playing the piano. By casting animators like actors, Walt brought a new level of expression to his characters. As Chuck Jones later reflected, it wasn't how a character looked, but how he moved that determined his personality. Walt's idea of casting animators the same way you would cast actors paid off. He later wrote to his brother Roy, "At last we have achieved true personality in the whole picture." Walt also believed the cartoon needed a memorable song.
Who's afraid of the big bad wolf?
And that belief paid off also. While studio composer Frank Churchill received the primary credit, storymen Ted Sears and Pinto Colvig also played key roles. During a songwriting session, they were stuck on the chorus until Colvig improvised the 5 final notes, helping them turn the tune into something unforgettable. In fact, the team hadn't planned to publish the song, but its popularity caught them by surprise. Eventually, they signed a deal with Irving Berlin's company to publish the sheet music, and it became a bestseller. Major artists even recorded their own versions of the song over the years, including Barbra Streisand,
Who's afraid of the big bad wolf?
and Burl Ives,
Tra-la-la-la-la.
further cementing its place in pop culture. This short also benefited from standout voice performances. Most notably, Billy Bletcher, known as the voice of Pete,
Busting up my furniture, huh?
voiced the blustery Big Bad Wolf,
Open the door and let me in!
and Practical Pig was voiced by Pinto Colvig,
I'll be safe and you'll be sorry when the wolf comes to your door.
who, as I explored in my recent video, the link is in the description, was the voice of Goofy and other classic Disney characters.
Oh, the world owes me a living. Oh, winter time's a long way off. You dance? Let's go. Golly, but you're pretty. Yumpty dumpty diddy. Just wait and see. You're going to be the sweetest one of all.
This short follows the three pig brothers, Fifer, Fiddler, and Practical, as they each build their own house, one of straw, one of sticks, and one of bricks. While the first two pigs prefer to play music and have fun, Practical Pig works hard on his sturdy home. When the big bad wolf comes huffing and puffing, only the brick house holds strong. The short ends with the brothers united in safety as the wolf is defeated, and the catchy tune, "Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf?" plays them out. When Roy screened the cartoon for the executives at United Artists, their distributor, one of them scoffed, "This is kind of a cheater." When Roy asked what he meant, he replied, "The last cartoon Walt sent us was Father Noah's Ark with dozens of animals. Now he gives us only 4. But those 4 animals would become a runaway success. The short premiered at New York's Radio City Music Hall on May 25, 1933, alongside the comedy Elmer the Great starring Joey Brown.
Get up there and warm up. Warm up? I ain't been cool since February.
Audiences were so taken with it that it kept playing for weeks, long after the feature had rotated out, sometimes even being billed above the main attraction. And then came the song. "Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf" quickly caught fire, becoming an unofficial anthem during the Great Depression. Its cheerful defiance resonated with people facing real-life wolves at their doors. It became a rallying cry. But not everyone was charmed. In one scene, the Big Bad Wolf disguises himself as a traveling Jewish peddler.
I'm giving a free sample.
This caricature drew backlash. Rabbi J.X. Cohen, the director of the American Jewish Congress, wrote to Walt that the depiction was a direct affront to the Jews, and he asked that the scene be removed. Roy defended the scene by stating that they had many Jewish friends and business associates, and that he felt that the depiction wasn't any different from anything you'd find on vaudeville at the time. Many of the Jewish people who worked at the studio also defended Walt. Joe Grant later recalled that some of the most influential people at the studio were Jewish. Whether it was pressure from groups to remove the stereotypical depiction or the Hays Code requiring it to be changed in light of the atrocities in Germany during World War II, Disney reanimated the scene for its 1948 theatrical re-release.
I'm the Fuller Brush Man. I'm giving a free sample.
Later, the soundtrack was also revised to a different voice.
I'm the Fuller Brush Man. I'm working my way through college.
Today, this final edited version is the one most audiences know. Still, despite this controversy, the cartoon, produced on a modest $22,000 budget, went on to gross $150,000 in its first 15 months. That kind of return wasn't just impressive, it was transformative, and the industry took notice. The Three Little Pigs won the 1934 Academy Award for Best Animated Short, cementing its place as a landmark in animation history. After the remarkable success of this cartoon, the executives at United Artists pressured Walt to send us more pigs. But Walt refused, since he didn't want to repeat himself. But at the time, the pressure to build on the success of the Three Little Pigs was impossible to ignore, so the studio rolled out 3 sequels in the 1930s. The first sequel, in 1934, was The Big Bad Wolf, which recast the pigs as side characters in a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood.
Good morning, Little Red Riding Hood.
A story Walt had already tackled early in his career as one of his Laugh-O-Gram shorts. In this short, Practical Pig knows the best way to Grandma's house for Red.
The Big Bad Wolf is lurking there.
But his irresponsible siblings encourage her to take the unsafe path through the woods, only to abandon her at the first sign of danger. The short follows most of the standard Little Red Riding Hood story, with a few deviations, including a brief Jimmy Durante reference when Red comments about the size of the wolf's nose. Then at the end, it's Practical Pig to the rescue, stuffing unpopped popcorn and hot coals in the wolf's pants to get him scurrying away. The second sequel in 1936 was The Three Little Wolves. In this short, the wolf teaches his three bratty young wolves the best way to serve a pig, in mocking German dialect.
Ist das nicht dein Curly-Q?
Ja, das ist ein Curly-Q.
Likely a satirical jab at the rising tensions in Europe. Practical Pig is busy planning and building inventions to protect them from the wolf's schemes. The wolf, still a master of disguise, disguises himself as Little Bo Peep to try to fool Fiddler and Fifer pigs into finding his little lost sheep, who were his youngster wolves in sheep's clothing. He successfully lures them into his den, where they swiftly prepare the two for a feast. The two pigs trick the wolf into blowing their alarm horn, which brings Practical Pig to the rescue with his new invention called the wolf pacifier, patent applied for. Practical Pig disguises himself as a tomato salesman, giving away a free sample.
Nice ripe tomato! I'm giving a free sample!
Which tricks the wolf into opening the door. The wolf is then efficiently pacified, tarred and feathered, and then shot from a cannon. The short ends with the three pigs marching home in victory, evoking the Spirit of '76 painting by Archibald M. Willard. The third sequel in 1939, The Practical Pig, is technically not a Silly Symphony, but opens with a title card more typical of the Mickey, Donald, and Goofy cartoons, hinting that the pigs were being considered for their own series. But this would be their last official cartoon, and the only one released with that title card introduction. In this one, the wolf once again lures the lesser pigs, this time using an ingenious mermaid disguise, taking them captive to his lair, the Old Mill, likely a reference to the Oscar-winning multiplane cartoon. Practical Pig saves the day once more using a lie detector that punishes the liar until they tell the truth. After forcing the wolf to confess, he rescues his siblings, who also fall victim to the lie detector. In an ironic twist, even Practical Pig himself ends up caught in his own invention.
Remember, this hurts me worse than it does you.
Notably, Practical Pig is not voiced by Pinto Colvig in this short, as Colvig had left the studio by this time. None of these sequels was nearly as successful as the original Three Little Pigs, which prompted Walt to often say afterwards, "You can't top pigs with pigs." From then on, Walt resisted the idea of sequels, preferring instead to chase originality and push his studio towards new artistic and technical developments. But there was a surprise fourth sequel, if you can call it that. During World War II in 1941, Disney produced The Thrifty Pig for the National Film Board of Canada. It was part of a wave of educational films made to support the war effort. This short reused much of the original animation, but this time the big bad wolf wears a Nazi uniform. The straw and stick houses fall easily, while the brick house stands strong because it's built with war savings certificates, a solid defense against the metaphorical wolf threatening the world. So yes, there were 4 sequels if you count a cartoon that retold the first story almost shot for shot, with only slight changes to deliver a patriotic message.
The Union Jack's still waving. We'll be safe from the big bad wolf if you lend your saving.
Did you ever see any of the Three Little Pigs sequels? Or was the original the only one that stuck with you? I'd love to hear which version you remember the most. Let me know in the comments. The Three Little Pigs were so popular that they became some of the most prominent characters in the Disney lineup. They appeared in the stands with Shirley Temple in 1936's Mickey's Polo Team, with the wolf himself playing on Mickey's team. They showed up again in the Standard Oil promotional short, The Standard Parade, in 1939. And they were among the early costumed characters walking through Disneyland when the park first opened. Over the years, they've continued to pop up, from brief cameos in Who Framed Roger Rabbit to straight-to-video specials like Mickey's Magical Christmas in 2001 and House of Villains in 2002. They've also appeared in comics, games, and theme park merch. Usually not major stars, but always familiar faces. What started as a simple retelling of a classic fable turned into a monumental pop culture triumph, one that lifted spirits during the Great Depression and helped Disney refine the art of personality animation. But while the sequels never lived up to the original, The Pigs, and the unforgettable tune, Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf, remain icons of Disney's golden age. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the Three Little Pigs, there's another story I think you'll really enjoy. It's coming up next, and I'll see you real soon.